All right, joining me now is the American Majority CEO, Ned Ryan, to talk about everything we just heard and everything that's gone down the past 24 hours or so. Right now, we have averted a government shutdown. The question is that bad for Republicans? Because basically we control the White House and Congress as Republicans, and we just had the president sign the second biggest spending bill ever. Would a veto, Ned, have been worse, a government shutdown?
I actually think Trump was morally obligated to veto this omnibus bill. Let's not forget, Congress could have passed a short-term funding bill to keep the government open. This omnibus is a big government dream come true. And Trump, 2 weeks ago, probably should have engaged a lot more heavily. The second best time was now. Veto the bill and start negotiating for a better deal on just a wide variety of fronts. I mean, take away the names of those people that signed this, a Republican Congress and a Republican president. This seems like we just went back to the future, where this could be done by Obama and a Democrat Congress signing a $1.3 trillion bill to take our national debt to, what, $22 trillion? It's hard to keep track now of what our national debt is. And the amazing thing to me in all of this, Lauren, is the fact that there was very little that Trump actually got. I know he wants to promote the national security and the spending on our military. When it really comes down to it, the new funding for new wall is really just for about 33 feet of new wall. This is one of the biggest issues that he was elected on. And out of a $1.3 trillion bill, we couldn't find 21 to 25 billion to build that southern wall. And the thing is, a social conservative that I'm also deeply disappointed about in this omnibus, there's still over $500 million in annual funding for Planned Parenthood. I see very little to be happy about in this. And when it comes down to the military spending, Lauren, if he had vetoed this bill and forced them to actually negotiate and challenge them and dared them to not fund the military, he would have won that bet.
All right. Well, Ned, stay here. I also want to bring in the American University scholar, Capri Cafaro, joining us now. Good to see you, Capri.
Absolutely, anytime.
I want to talk to you about something that Senator Bob Corker tweeted. We'll pull up the tweet. He said, "Please do, Mr. President," meaning veto this bill. "I'm just down the street. I'll bring you the pen. The spending levels without any offsets are grotesque, throwing all of our children under the bus. Totally irresponsible. Are we now having the president just sign a $1.3 trillion spending bill? Are we mortgaging millennials' futures? Are we killing our kids and grandkids?"
Well, I mean, any time that you actually, spend without offsets, certainly. I mean, we're continuing to increase the deficit and debt. And I do think it's interesting, Bob Corker and Rand Paul and many other, stalwart conservatives that are deficit hawks certainly are not excited about a $1.3 trillion spending bill, regardless of what's in it. And so I think that this is a fundamental discussion amongst the nuances and the branches of the Republican Party. Donald Trump has never been an ideological purist. And whether it is, his issues with trade and tariffs or, these kind of things. I mean, he basically said, I might veto this bill because, number one, it doesn't have more spending, and number two, for the DACA recipients. So, if you are a Freedom Caucus guy, you're scratching your head.
He's all about the negotiation, Ned. He's all about the art of the deal and the compromise. So he basically said, as I saw it, Ned, I'll give you what you want on DACA. You give me what I want on my wall, but neither seemed to happen.
No, neither seemed to happen. This is why I'm a little perplexed as to how this all went down when neither party walked away with what they wanted. Lauren, Trump ran on, I am going to come to Washington. It will not be business as usual. I will drain the swamp. We will shake up D.C. What we saw today is business as usual, the swamp on the rise. We did not see anything that he ran on in 2016. And people like me were voting for an outside-the-box candidate. And what you saw today with him signing this bill, and again, Democrats didn't get DACA, he didn't get his wall. We got $1.3 trillion. The taxpayers got saddled with $1.3 trillion extra in spending. I'm completely perplexed as to what we actually voted for in 2016, because right now what we're seeing is nothing what we expected on that campaign just a year and a half ago.
And, I'll give you the final answer here, Capri. I asked Ned this question earlier. Should the president just have let the government shut down over this?
I don't think so. I think that would have been irresponsible. They're on recess. I think it's important that, you move the ball forward. And I think he actually framed this very well, actually, for the 2018 midterms. He tried to blame Democrats for overspending, and he sent a very strong message to Washington, to Congress, saying we want a certain number of kind of procedural reforms. So I think he's setting the stage, saying never again. I'm going to let this one go. And if you don't do X, Y, Z, there's gonna be a wrath.
You've been warned. All right, Capri, Ned, thank you to both of you. Have a good weekend.
Lauren.